The Michigan Appeals Court is suspending lawsuits challenging state officials over Detroit's bankruptcy filing. The court made its rulings today in 3 lawsuits handled by a Lansing area judge. She says Governor Snyder approved the bankruptcy illegally because it could put retirees' pensions in jeopardy. Well, the appeals court ordered a timeout while it figures out whether it should take a full appeal from state attorneys. The judge overseeing the bankruptcy says he'll hold his first hearing on this case tomorrow. Now, as we've been telling you, Detroit's bankruptcy is something that can send ripple effects across the entire state. So how might it affect our economy and your money? Mitch Stapley here. He's the Chief Investment Officer at Fifth Third Asset Management. Mitch, thanks for your time. We always appreciate your insight on this. The governor, the emergency manager in Detroit, they're both saying this is where we need to start. Chapter 9, basically a new chapter for Detroit. Is that what the investment community wants to see? A little stability, or at least a little certainty of what the future will hold?
Absolutely. Chapter 9 is such a radical move. We normally see very, very few state bankruptcies, come up to this state. But very rarely will you ever see another city that's in as much trouble as Detroit is in. And I think that's where we finally got to with this one. We had to do something drastic. We had to do something massive to address this issue and to move forward. This is a problem that's been coming on for 40 years, Brian.
The governor said yesterday that the bondholders of the city of Detroit, they should expect to be part of the process, he says, in effect saying that they were getting better yields compared to some of the other bonds. They were getting a premium out of all of this.
Sure. Sure,
is that a fair assessment?
That is absolutely. If you were buying Detroit paper, you understood that you were taking risk and you were getting a better yield for that, taking that risk. And now those bonds are basically going to be put into the bankruptcy filing along with the pensioners of the city of Detroit. And what the full recovery is going to be on this, we don't know, but it's not going to be 100 cents on the dollar. So you took risk in this one, and now the bankruptcy court's going to decide how this falls out.
And you mentioned the pensioners. They'll have to take a hit, too. There's no way around that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brian, we're dealing with something here where there's about $18 billion in debt, and there is simply not enough money to basically pay either one party, the bondholders, off, or the retirees off. Everyone is going to have to take a hit in this settlement.
I want to ask you, too, about some of the contentions that some of these valuable pieces of art at the Detroit Institute of Arts or other big city assets would be sold off. Is that a distinct possibility?
We don't know. And that's the incredible thing about a Chapter 9 filing. The judge in this bankruptcy case, Brian, is pretty much writing Chapter 9 bankruptcy law for any other city or state or township that might declare bankruptcy going forward. We don't have any precedents to say those are assets that would potentially be available, but we don't know because we've never seen a bankruptcy in a city of this size with these kind of assets that would be available to sell. We just don't know.
We have seen other bankruptcies, though, in the country. Orange County, one of them that comes to mind. What lessons do we pull out of that episode and apply them to the city of Detroit?
In the case of Orange County, you had a situation where you had a fundamentally sound county, and they had a really screwed up investment portfolio, and that's what caused the bankruptcy filing back in '94 with Orange County. This is different. This is basically a city that used to have 2 million people back in the 50s. It's got $700,000 right now. It simply doesn't have the money. It doesn't have the assets, other than maybe something special like the art collection to pay its assets. So you've really got a situation where this isn't just a financial glitch that you can work through like you had with Orange County. This is massive, and this has come on over a long number of years.
Again, we always appreciate your insight. Mitch Stapley with Fifth Third. Thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you.